I'm so excited to share with you even more Icon of the Seas stuff because today Royal Caribbean has revealed even more information about Icon of the Seas, including some new restaurants, bars, and activities. Here we go. Hey everyone, it's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. If you're like me, you've been super excited about Icon of the Seas ever since Royal Caribbean revealed the information about it earlier this year. There's just nothing like a brand new cruise ship, and with a new class of ships, well, Royal Caribbean really wants to make this a big deal in terms of new changes, innovations, and a whole lot more. So, Royal Caribbean released some new artwork about some of the new spaces we can expect on Icon of the Seas, and I wanted to share with you this inside look as to what we can expect going into the new launch of the ship in early 2024. Now, when Royal Caribbean revealed Icon of the Seas, they said there's going to be actually 40 food and beverage concepts, with 23 of them completely new to Royal Caribbean. And we've got to look at some more of them here today. So here's some of the venues, starting off with the Deserted Milkshake Bar. The new Deserted will allow passengers to choose from a lineup of milkshake concoctions, including spiked options for the adults. And I love this idea because Royal Caribbean has never done milkshakes before. I mean, they've had it like at Ben and Jerry's, but that's pretty much it. If you wanted a milkshake, it was going to be basically ice cream and some milk in a glass from somewhere. But even then, that was going to be a special request. So now they're going to have a milkshake bar to go to. And I know that my kids are going to be excited for it, and I will as well. By the way, if you're wondering, the Deserted Milkshake Bar appears to be in the Surfside neighborhood. And we've got some more looks at some of the venues in Surfside, starting with the Surfside Eatery, which will be a dedicated buffet in Surfside, which is the new neighborhood designed for young families. So don't forget, Surfside is designed for really families, both kids and their parents, to enjoy together. But now they're going to have a buffet, which means when you need a break from all the pools and slides and whatnot that make Surfside, well, you don't have to go all the way back upstairs or change clothes or do anything like that, because you've got a buffet right over there, which allows for the kids to have something to eat, recharge, and for you to get something to eat as well without leaving the neighborhood. Speaking of Surfside, another venue we can now have a look at is called Pier 7, which is actually a specialty restaurant that'll be open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And Royal Caribbean says it'll serve up beachside bites like mango shrimp tostadas and surf and turf. So, new specialty restaurant. That means it will cost extra. And then you've also got the Lemon Post Bar. This is a concept that I think we've known about, but now we're getting our first real look at it. This is going to be a new bar designed for families with a menu of options for both grown-ups and another for kids. So the idea here behind the Lemon Post Bar isn't that a bar that's specifically made for kids. It's a bar that welcomes families in to enjoy together. So as an example, if you go on a Royal Caribbean ship right now, whether you go to the pool bar, you go to the schooner bar, or any bar on board the ship, it's an adults-centric area. I mean, you can bring kids there. I brought my kids to the bar. You know, we've sat at the stools and gotten my kids a drink, right? They're totally welcome there, but it's very adult-centric, meaning the kids go there and they're like, okay, whatever. This is a bar that kind of plays into the whole Surfside neighborhood, so that way families can enjoy the time together. That isn't to say that, you know, mom and dad are going to go there and get all liquored up. It's a more welcome scenario for families so that they can be together without feeling, oh, dad's at the bar, I got to go somewhere else kind of situation. Now, let's talk about some of the new activities on the Icon of the Sea, starting off with the Lost Dunes mini golf. Now, we knew Icon of the Seas would have a mini golf course, but now we know more details behind it. Lost Dunes is located in Thrill Island neighborhood, and Royal Caribbean describes it as, quote, at Lost Dunes, the whole family can join the fun and find their way around a course of shipwrecks, plane crashes, and fallen palms, end quote. And basically what this really means is, based on what we've known from mini golf courses on other Royal Caribbean cruise ships, is there's going to be more theme to it. There's going to be more of a motif rather than just like, here's a bunch of mini golf courses and, you know, enjoy yourself. Also, you're going to have Base Camp, which is going to be also in Thrill Island. It's a new bar concept that has a walk-up window and bar. It's located near the Category 6 water park. And from what I can tell, looking at the photo and kind of digging through the very brief description that Royal Caribbean has of it, it's essentially an outdoor bar located conveniently near the water slides. Again, a little more welcoming for families here, and somewhere you can kind of take a pit stop in between, I guess, water slides and maybe just enjoying some time outdoors. Another new change I like about Icon of the Seas is, yes, there'll be an arcade on the ship. That's nothing new. Every Royal Caribbean cruise ship has an arcade in here. But Royal Caribbean says it'll appeal to both kids and adults. They'll find a variety of games at the arcade, like retro-style favorites, so always a fan of that. There will also be a carousel, and kind of knew about that already on the Icon of the Seas based on some concept art. But now we have a better look at what the carousel looks like, which is a beach-themed carousel. And it includes a slidable, climbable playscape as well. Now, another innovation that Royal Caribbean taking something they've always had and changing it again, making it a little bit better, is Adrenaline Peak. And they've reimagined the climbing wall because the rock climbing walls have been a staple of Royal Caribbean cruise ships since the Voyager of the Seas. But this one features the highest vantage point yet, racing lanes for friendly competition, and endless ocean views. Now, that's what Royal Caribbean released this week. But wait, before you end the video and go to someone else, wait, I got more. There's more Icon of the Seas reveals you're only going to find here at Royal Caribbean Blog, because I was on Allure of the Seas recently. I talked to some executives on board and got a first-hand look at some of the new venues Royal Caribbean still hasn't talked about publicly, but I've got your first look at them right here. Starting off with Izumi Sushi to Go. So Icon of the Seas will have the largest Izumi ever, and it'll have a new location in Central Park. Izumi will have a sushi to go window where you can order a bento box of sushi and take it anywhere else on the ship to enjoy it. Another new venue that Royal Caribbean will talk about later on is something called the Supper Club. And basically, it's going to be a new dining experience. And it's something called Eatertainment. That's a word that Royal Caribbean is using. It's a blend of entertainment and culinary. And an example of Eatertainment that Royal Caribbean has already developed is the Mason jar on Wonder of the Seas. And beyond that, I have no idea what the Supper Club will entail, but there's something called the Supper Club. Here's what's going to look like. We'll have more information about that as well. Now, there's going to be another new entertainment venue coming to Central Park that hasn't been announced yet. You can see what it looks like. Your guess is as good as mine as what it's going to do. But Royal Caribbean wants to bring this dedicated entertainment venue to Central Park, but they haven't talked about what it's going to be yet. So keep an eye out for that. In addition, there's going to be another new dining concept that Royal Caribbean hasn't talked about over in the Aqua Dome. And this is actually going to be a couple of bars, is what Royal Caribbean has said about it, but they're not talking about it quite yet. It'll be located near the Overlook Lounge in the Aqua Dome. All I could get out of Royal Caribbean about the specific place is that it's going to be in the Aqua Dome and it's adjacent to the open deck, and they're pretty excited about that. You're also going to find a celebration table in the Aqua Dome on Icon of the Seas. And this celebration table is basically a hybrid of chef's table and celebration, which allows people to celebrate things together. So by having this space, if you're having a wedding party or birthday party or some other experience you want to share in it, well, now there's a venue for that. Royal Caribbean also shared with me the reimagined cruise spaces, because Royal Caribbean is taking the crew areas on board the ship and totally changing them. In fact, they admitted that initially they came up with some ideas for the crew spaces on board, and they brought in some architects and people in the executive team to come up with these ideas. And you know what? They showed it to some crew members, and they absolutely hated it. So because of that, Royal Caribbean went back to the drawing board and then brought in these crew members again and brought the architects back. This time put them together, and they came up with all these venues for the crew members. This includes a new buffet for them, a bar for them, a gaming area, clubhouse, and of course, crew quarters. So that way, it is built with the crew members in mind, with them contributing to it. You're also going to find on Icon of the Seas the 1400 bar, and it's going to be opposite the Pearl. So when you literally walk on the ship, I think the first venue you're going to run into is called the 1400 bar. It's a bit of an homage to the actual new building process, to the hull number, because every ship that's built in a shipyard gets a hull number before the ship actually gets named. Icon of the Seas hull number was 1400. And so the 1400 bar is why they named it there. And it's going to be a terrace seating with great seating overlooking the ocean for you to enjoy. So there you go. There's all the secrets and information I could figure out about Icon of the Seas. Not only things that Royal Caribbean has mentioned, but also, of course, some of the things that they didn't talk about, but I was still able to get a little more details out of them when I recently talked to Royal Caribbean on board a ship. Let me know in the comments below, what are you most excited for when it comes to Icon of the Seas? There's some really cool areas here, and I can't wait to share more information with you. By the way, if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. And if you want to see more videos about Icon of the Seas, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way, YouTube lets you know when we have a brand new Icon of the Seas video. This has been Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and we'll talk again real soon.